Well, we finally have a nice, semi-nice day here in Ohio. The other day you saw where I was at with this. I was able to get the throttle body, all the lines off of it, and a few other things, and try and figure out where I was at with that. Well, I went up to a local junkyard. Mind you, it was raining. I pulled another throttle body off of another 2.8 liter that they had up there. I stopped off. My dad has some like a cleaning cabinet, so I threw that in there just to have it as a spare throttle body, since they seem to be kind of hard to come by. When I got home from my visit up there, I came back, I undid the fuel lines, and then which wasn't too bad. I was expecting it to be much worse, and I was expecting to have bent lines, gas everywhere, and so on and so forth. But luckily I didn't have that happen. And I was able to pull the throttle body. The inside actually looks pretty clean. I'm kind of surprised by that. And so I'll clean all this up and get it nice and shiny, and being careful not to scratch any of the surfaces since it is a machine surface. So let's take a look at what I found here. So I pulled the throttle body, I flipped it over, and this is the gasket. I'm come at an angle here so you can kind of see. As you can see here, I have a blown out blown out gasket. So it is blown from here. It goes down. There's a valley in here that goes back to your vacuum lines, and then it comes out to the side, and this is all blown out. You can see multiple cracks. This actually should have a gasket that goes clear through there. This is the new one that I have here, and you can see that it's just the two holes. As you can see here, I have no gasket material. I have a cracked here, and this is also cracking out as well, and it looks like that is. So this, I think, is the root cause of my problems right now with it starting and dying. And from what I've read, it's not really a fuel issue so much as a vacuum issue, what this creates. And then once you get something like this, now you're creating havoc with your vacuum system. And since these kind of run off the vacuum, because you have your idle control valve that's a vacuum, you have your EGR that's a vacuum, you have all these things that are vacuums, are vacuum driven. So with this being broke like this, we've now created a vacuum leak. So my guess is once it heats up or gets a little bit of temperature, starts pulling away, and we start sucking the air in through here, and we're creating havoc with this. So my curiosity is, where did this go? I'm not for sure whether it dropped down into the engine or if it's somewhere else. We'll pull this here. That was just one of the bolts that held it on. And you can kind of see down in here, I'm going to clean this out really well. It's kind of gunked up, and you got gunk running into some other places here. This is where your idle air valve goes. So what I plan on doing is taking carb cleaner, our friendly neighborhood carb cleaner that cleans everything, and cleaning up the whole inside of this. I've rebuilt the top portion of this, and it does have new injectors in it. This has the new diaphragm, new gaskets. This is all new, so I'm not too worried about any of that. I am now planning on pulling the fuel pressure regulators and that. I do have gaskets because I have a complete gasket kit for this. But like I said, I just redid these not that long ago, probably less than a year ago. And then I'll also clean up, excuse my hand, also clean up these vacuum lines, spray some carb cleaner down in there, and try to give it a good cleaning. Here's your, this is to set the idle. There was a plug here you're supposed to take and a punch through this, and then it exposes the screw that you can control your idle with. So if you had to reset your idle, or if you had to do anything with that or adjust it, that's where that would be done at. This is a newer throttle body positioning sensor. I do have a new one because my thought was maybe this has gone bad on this. Because on my last one, I did find like a spider web nest in it. So that causes a little bit of issue. So yeah, I'm thinking, like I said, I'm thinking this gasket is the root cause of all my problems. So this will be replaced with this, and I also have EGR. Then I'm going to replace that while I'm at it. And with my throttle body off, I can actually get back here. EGR sits back here. I can get back in there and get that all cleaned up too. So hopefully, yeah, fingers crossed on this one. So I'll clean it up, put it back on, clean up the EGR area, put the new EGR on, and give it a test. And hey, I'll let you guys know if this works, because I know a lot of people have problems, and I think the throttle body gasket is probably the last thing that people really think about when they have problems. So maybe this will help someone else out if this does solve my problem. So I will post another video once I get all this done and put back together, and we'll see what happens. Thanks for watching.